Hello everybody, welcome to Rewrite Your Reality with Reese. I am your host, and today I'm going to talk about manifesting and time. Right, the truth about time that no one really covers because kind of just want to brush over it quickly. Right, so time, the one thing that we typically ask, one of the first things we typically ask, at least after a couple of days of affirming something, feeling it really nicely, and then nothing happens, and then you start to wonder, and then the feelings start to do this, right? So we hear, how long will it take? Is it coming next week, next month, next year? What's going on? I haven't spoken to my specific person in 3 years. I'm exhausted. What's really happening with my life? Right? Time does not work the way you think it works. And today we're going to break that down. But here's the thing. We have been conditioned to wait and see, to see what's going on. Wait for the result. Or, alternatively, you have this much time to do something. You are running out of it. You have 1 hour for this test. You have 2 hours for this test. You have 1 week to finish your project. You have 10 years to get this job. You have this promotion. You have 50 years on this earth. You have whatever. Time. Right? At some point, the ruler of events, basically the measurement of events is what I mean, became the ruler of your life, our lives, all of us, right? And people act like they are fortune tellers. I know it's a really cute hook, and I know that it feels good when you hear this from somebody that you think is more apt at manifesting and more knowing at manifesting than you. So when you hear you'll get it in 3 days, it sparks something inside you. You get a little bit of a dopamine motivational hit, right? You'll get it in 3 days, a week, maybe you'll get it instantly. But what we call instant is like a 5-10 minutes from now, an hour from now, a day from now. Oh, I affirmed it and I got it instantly. 5 days, right? Whatever. Here's the secret. Even the word instantaneous isn't actually real, because instantaneous still implies that time is real. It's not. Because if everything already exists, then everything already is now. And here's the thing. We tend to think things exist over a period of time. Like we say a caterpillar and a butterfly exist over a period of time. That can't be true. Why? Because the caterpillar must have already been able to turn into a butterfly, otherwise it couldn't have. So it must have existed in that form of being the entirety of a life cycle, from a caterpillar to a butterfly to it being gone in one go. Its life cycle unfolded perfectly. So the entire thing must have existed metaphysically in time. We just can't see the dimensions in which it transverses. But those dimensions must be there and built into every single moment of its existence, so it can experience every moment of its existence as that story in a whole. Just like your DNA, right? Just like your DNA. We have things built inside of us that unfold, but you have it completely at the get-go, right? You didn't randomly become the way you look, right? Sure, there's some outlying things that happen. Maybe you eat a lot, maybe you're very healthy, maybe you have scars or whatever, right? And those things are just part of reality creation in another way, but I'm just talking about your physical self here, right? You have the entirety of the seed of fulfillment built within you, but the seed contains all of the reality that thing can experience. So, you don't receive manifestations in time. The butterfly isn't expressed over time, being created over time. The entirety of it is created right now, right? So you recognize that this thing exists now. In consciousness, you recognize this idea, the seed, the wholeness of it exists right now, okay? So time is not real, not in the way that we think. Since we grow up learning, we go to school, we learn 15 minutes, we learn 3 seconds, we learn 1 hour, we learn 24 hours. So what's that actually mean? 24 hours is the earth spinning around once. Right? We call that a day. It goes around the sun, we call that a year. Right? It is just a ruler. Time is a ruler, not a ruler as in rules ourselves, but it's a ruler as in measurement. It measures the distance between events. So the first event is the earth is here, and the second event is the earth is here again. That's a year. It's measured that, right? Even Einstein says the clock is nothing more than a measurement tool, because it measures one event happening and another event happening, because we can't have a physical thing that measures an unfolding. We have to have a constant that measures from here to there, because from here to there is still moving, right? in expression, not in creation. Creation is done. So it is basically a yardstick, and then we have this thing rule us. In school you have 1 hour to do your project, you have 1 hour to do your test, you got 7 days for this project before you hand in, and you get freaked out, and we start to govern our whole lives by time. You got 5 years to be a manager, you got 10 years to be the head manager, you got 25 years before you start getting ready for your retirement or whatever. I said 25, it's a bit much, a bit less, right? But ask yourself for a second, really, what is a minute? Right? What does a message feel more real when we say, oh no, it'll come after 5 minutes? It doesn't make sense, right? My specific person messaged me after 3 days. It sounds so real, but it is the most absurd thing to say. Why? Because 3 days is basically my specific person messaged me after the earth spun around 3 times. It doesn't make sense, but that is exactly what you're saying. So you may as well say, my specific person messaged me after I fried 7,000 eggs in a row, right? However long it takes to fry an egg, however many days happened that we consider, my specific person messaged me after that. It is literally the same thing. But we become so normalized to the word time, become so deepened in the normality of this word time, hours, days, months, that we think everything is ruled by it. Because you don't become the version of you that has finished the test before an hour. You were the version of you that finished the test after an hour, but that's not true. You exist now as that version, regardless of what's going on, right? You exist right now. You must. Just like the butterfly. Right? So you don't manifest in time, you manifest in awareness, right? Manifestation is actually just the unseen becoming seen, and your choice in reality expression is that, right? Not a big overtuned, explosive, I feel really good moment. It's not that. It's just I am that. Because you are God. Why would you be anything else? Right? Time is just how we stack moments together. But when you step outside and claim I am now, then you collapse the illusion of any kind of delay, because the caterpillar isn't delayed to be a butterfly. It's unfolding perfectly for its life to be that butterfly, right? It's being the caterpillar perfectly. It jumps into its cocoon perfectly. It becomes that mushy thing perfectly, and then it becomes the butterfly perfectly. But it was always that perfectly, right? Because when you see a caterpillar, instantaneously it's going to be a butterfly at some point, right? But instantaneously you know it now. You're not waiting for your dream life, you are remembering it. So you are that very seed of fulfillment right now. You are identifying it, you are living from it, and that version of you exists now completely. So I'm not saying this, ditch the clock, stuck your watch away, don't look at the time, be late or for your things that you want to do, etc. Right? Time is how reality has decided, right? Pre-thought, whatever, that the chaos is going to be controlled, and one of the ways that we control the chaos and make sense of it is through time, because we need something to ground our consistency alongside everything else, right? Because reality is doing that, so it created the idea of time and we expressed it, right? So don't let the hours and days become the judge of whether or not you are aligned. It's not a gatekeeper. It's not a canvas. It's nothing. It's a measurement tool that we use to experience our lives. It is not the container of what our lives are, but it is used as an experience of what those lives are, right? It's not the container. Experience is the container. Your awareness is the container. It is part of how we experience said container, right? It has nothing. It rules nothing. So you are not becoming, you are being it, right? The version of you that already has everything. It's not out there, it's you right now. There's the consciousness that is consciously consciousing, right? It's right there. It's right here in this moment. Remembered through your imagination, claimed through your intentional saying, I am this, your embodying of this identity. This is who, I actually thought about this last night. You know that feeling when you are half asleep, half drowsy, maybe you felt it, maybe you haven't, it's kind of weird, but you kind of fall, or you're walking in a dream and you trip, and you actually do that. That's you experiencing tripping. Why would you do that if not where you deeply felt it, right? Just again, that feeling when you're asleep, when you're like half drowsy, half asleep, and then some reason you are imagining yourself walking, or you kind of like half asleep and you imagine yourself falling. You do that little jolt thing, and you kind of wake up and you say, whoa, what just happened, right? It's because that version of you in your imagination that exists tripped or fell. You experience tripping or falling. It exists right now. That's why you jerk like that. That's what Neville was trying to get at, or it basically did get at, right? But you have to experience it. Is that feeling that, oh, I actually embodied this thing so intently, I felt myself fall, and I knee-jerk had a reaction. I couldn't prevent it. I didn't do anything. I was so absorbed by that the feeling, not the images, because the images can be blurry or not blurry. You just felt yourself doing that. That's exactly what that is. That little jerk feeling. Okay, that's what it is. But it's your intention. You were intentionally being that identity. You weren't saying, okay, be it now, be it now, be it now. You were just being that, and you tripped and then you fell while lying down in your bed. It's quite cool, right? Perfect example of that. I'm so glad I thought about it. I wasn't going to mention it because I forgot about it, but I didn't, because it came perfectly right now. It already existed to say it perfectly right now without getting off track, right? So that's time, that's imagining, that's who you truly are, that embodiment of that falling jerk, like knee jump. You guys know what I'm talking about, I hope, right? If you don't, you can ask me about it. Maybe I can find something that you can see or something, I don't know. But anyway, thank you for watching. Much love and much light. Beautiful comments on the videos last couple of days. Love it. A lot of people are joining the Facebook group as well, growing all the time. A lot of people liking all the things like that and asking questions, and people emailing me about certain things. If you want to get a hold of me, you can email me it's in the description box below. TikTok videos also going up all the time, and people commenting and reaching out over there as well. If I said I'm going to get into what you have asked me in a video at some point, I am. It's just I like to make a certain point as the crux of the video. Today was time. I'll get to the other things as well, don't worry. But whatever I talk about, it's always about manifesting from the version of yourself that you are now, because you are already that version of yourself now. So that being said, it's always the same idea, just presented in a different way. And as we present these ideas, we become aware of other ideas, right? Like that falling asleep or half dazed and you're walking in your imagination, just kind of haphazardly, and you trip and you do that, right? It's very knee-jerk reaction. Very cool. That being said, much love, much light, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.